If you are actually in control of your life, ask yourself why you keep doing things you know are wrong. You scroll when you should be working. You delay the tasks that actually matter to chase distractions that provide no value. We often dismiss this as laziness, but the reality is far more clinical. You are witnessing a system of control that bypasses your conscious will. Your brain is simply running a program you didn't authorize. You aren't failing by choice. You are a passive hostage to your own neural architecture. Ryan lived in this state for years. Every night, he'd lay in the dark, making profound promises to himself. He'd wake up at 6 a.m., he'd work without stopping, and he'd finally change his life. But the morning has a different logic. When the alarm rings, that nighttime ambition is replaced by a desperate need for comfort. He bargains for 5 more minutes of sleep, then 5 minutes on his phone. This creates a time distortion effect. 5 minutes of scrolling triggers a dopamine loop that devours an entire hour. By the time he actually checks the clock, his most productive window has been completely consumed. The day ends in a cycle of deep regret. He neutralizes that pain by promising that tomorrow will be different, a psychological trick that allows him to feel the relief of success without having to do any of the work. Ryan eventually noticed that his problem wasn't a lack of desire, it was an active internal resistance, a physical sensation of being pulled backward every time he tried to start a difficult task. Your primitive brain is hardwired for survival and energy conservation. This dominant zone views your modern goals as a secondary priority. To protect its reserves, the brain generates defense mechanisms, creating logical excuses to stop you from leaving the comfort zone. Brute willpower fails because you are trying to use a new, conscious part of your brain to fight millions of years of evolutionary programming. Logic cannot win a war against survival instincts. Ryan stopped trying to fight his instincts and started outmaneuvering them through environmental design. He utilized a micro-focus tactic. By committing to only 10 minutes of work, the task falls below the brain's threat detection threshold. It's too small to be viewed as an energy threat, so the resistance line stays flat. The first few attempts are physically uncomfortable. Without the stimulation of a screen, the brain panics and generates an intense feeling of boredom to force you back toward a distraction. However, repeated exposure without negative outcomes teaches the brain this effort is safe. This is neuroplasticity. By consistently surviving these short intervals, you habituate your nervous system to focus. Eventually, the brain stops sending the alarm signal entirely. Discipline is a biological adaptation. It is the measurable result of consistent, controlled exposure to effort. Ryan eventually reached a state where action became his default. He no longer waits for motivation to arrive. He simply executes his systems. This isn't about achieving a state of perfection. It's about possessing the mechanical discipline to override a feeling of lethargy the moment it appears. This shift happened the day Ryan acknowledged that his primal instincts were the primary obstacle to his goals. Chronic laziness is usually just the symptom of an unmanaged biological system. Once you see the machine, you can begin to steer it. You need to watch for the exact internal trigger, the millisecond your mind suggests checking your phone instead of finishing your work. When that internal trigger fires, you must break the circuit. You tell yourself, "No, I am in control now." Control is a daily, active refusal to let biology dictate your destiny. Start your 10 minutes now.